A new chapter, a new story, a new season. In 2008, I started to notice things were changing overall in not so positive a way for us as a family, yet I couldn't place my finger on exactly what it was. I was attending church on my own for over a year, battling with God for why things were changing. Come 2009, our lives changed even more dramatically for the worse, and we ended up back in England. The downward spiral for me as a mother and wife took quite a toll at that point, but the effect was as bad, if not more, for my husband. Being human, the attack on my faith commenced and my questioning God recommenced. My husband, with pretty much the whole world in his hand, come 2010 started to fall unwell. Very unlike him, in fact. In the whole 12 years we'd been together up until that point, I'd never seen him go to the doctor even once. He began to experience an unexplained back pain, which then progressed to a very unusual gait. Over the years, walking became very limiting for him, with not just a very abnormal gait, but frequent falls, tiredness, head fogginess, and together with that, in some ways, depression and reclusivity. At that point, he was diagnosed to have a form of motor neuron disease, or PLS, primary lateral sclerosis. The disease remained as it was, just difficulty in walking, and in many ways he had learnt to build an inner strength to get through it all. Surprisingly, still fighting, getting to work every day, and doing all the amazing things he did as a professional. However, in April 2016, I started to notice a sudden decline. Speech was no longer easy for him. Words were becoming a struggle. Breathing became extremely audible at night, though he was very much awake. There were many symptomatic changes progressing, one after the other. I knew at that time it was time to go back to a specialised centre. I battled many a night, wondering how to approach the subject of the changes I was seeing without bringing him down. But one day it was like magic, and he turned around to me and requested I call the doctor, and that it was time to go back. I've spent many a day and sleepless nights wondering how we were going to cope. How was I going to do this? Where had my faith gone? Just a few weeks ago, we came to understand that we were dealing with motor neuron disease, and that yes, it had progressed. When I say I've come across challenges, I can tell you yes, I have in tremendous strengths, but this has to be the most challenging to date. To sit in an office and be told that my husband, whom I was to be forever with, will soon lose all ability to speak, and to commence voice banking so that children would have his voice come out of an artificial machine. We would need to have genetic counselling, as there was a 50% chance that the children would also develop the same, and that they would engage palliative counsellors for my eldest two to prepare them for the changes to come and what was coming. As I sat in my own quiet time, I was reminded of the following: broken yet again. Everything broken doesn't have to be completely fixed for me to be completely fine. I can be scared and brave and frail and unbelievably strong, all in the same leap of faith. And I can be hurt, but I don't live to live hurt. I can choose to believe in the epic goodness of God to completely surprise me with breathtakingly awesome possibilities. Broken is what people are. Beautiful is what God makes them. And I know that as I'm in this current new season of trial, one I've never experienced before, that when I can't put my prayer into words, He hears my heart. Though I may have only 1 degree more of faith than fear right now, that 1 degree more of faith is all I need. It is in this that comes the greatest testament. Though medically we have been given a terminal diagnosis, and we all have doctors amongst our friends and families who are gifted at what they do and are often right, my husband stands in total faith that God is greater than any doctor. God is a healing God, and no negativity will come against Him. I know God has a greater testimony for us both individually as well as a couple, and as a family down the line as the children go older, to share to the world what will come out of this, whatever His will may be. My husband knows and claims he has the victory, and by His stripes he is healed. He has already been healed. My journey started with God's plan to use me as a vessel through my writing to heal the brokenhearted so many years ago. And now with this starts our next story that is still being written. God has healed for His glory.